Hi guys, I can't record Gorilla Tag because my arm hurt. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing a Blender tutorial. I can't speak tutorial. I know my thumbnails aren't the best, man, but this is the basic Blender and a bit of photopea today, which is the editing software I use. So obviously you need Blender downloaded, and when you open it, it should look like this. If you want to move around, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold down your scroll wheel, your mouse wheel, and you're just gonna drag. And just like that, you move around. You can also go up here and drag this around. If you want to move to the side and look from a different angle, you can move by using this hand up here. You can zoom in and out by scrolling the mouse wheel. Okay, that's the controls. Now, it's actually pretty simple getting a monkey in. You just need a monkey model. Scissor, where do I get a monkey model? In the head capital of all monkey models, nachoengine server, and there will be a link in description. Disclaimer, the nachoengine server is not my server. I do not own any rights or anything. Anyways, yeah, there'll be a link down below. There'll also be a link down below to a message in the nachoengine server. So you need to join the nachoengine server, get verified, and click on the message link to a rig called the fuldxx rig. This is the rig I use. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click file when you have it. Click file, then open. Don't save. Locate the fuldxx rig, and boom, there you have it. Mine look like this. I don't know if yours look different. It should be the same. I think I sent it to one of my friends and he had like faces out here. I don't think that's important. If you have like something out here, maybe it looks like this or something, just go up here, right click and click close area. There you go, that's gone. Anyways, we have our monkey and we can look around. But you want to make this yourself, so now he's gonna go through a transformation. Firstly, up here, you can see how detailed it is. This least detailed, bit more detailed, and this is, or actually they have names. Wireframe, I don't know what this is called, but this is where you just can see the materials, and this is where you can see the lighting. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go out here to world, and you're gonna make sure it's just all black. Let's say you have these little thingies. You just click minus, and remove them. And if you don't have these things and you just have a bar, you can just click on that and make it all the way down dark black. Because now we can fully make the lighting ourselves, which I like to do. Maybe it just says plus and new, and then you're just gonna click that and make that completely black. Anyways, we can go back into this mode, and if you already have any lighting, this lighting can look very different. It can be these little points that like have or just little points, or it can be a square, and it can be like a spotlight kind of light. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna select them, and you're gonna click X, and that's how we delete stuff. Anyways, here we have our monkey. To make this me, first I think I'd prefer the color code. So I'm gonna click on the monkey. I'm gonna go down here to material preview. And with the fuldxx rig, it's very simple, but I don't think these are set up like in Gorilla Tag. I don't think the blue is the first level, so you can't just put in your color code. You need to like think, okay, I'm mainly yellow, which is a mix of green and red, so I just need to turn blue all the way down. 1 second. And look, we get a yellow monkey. And just like, maybe you have like this like color wheel, and you'll just have to find like your color. But yeah, that's a lot of customization you can also say. Anyways, if you want to change your name, you're gonna click on the on the little name tag that should be there if it's a good rig. That's amazing monkey, gorilla, whatever. Click tab, the little thing above caps lock. Just delete all this, and then click on caps lock, because if you're not in caps lock, then it doesn't look like your Gorilla Tag username. Look, if we write scissored, it looks weird, but if we write scissored in caps, boom, it looks normal. Now, even though it looks like this in Gorilla Tag, I actually like to make mine a little bigger, so I just press S, and you can drag out and make it bigger or smaller. So we're gonna make it big. A little thing, if you make a mistake at any time, you just press Command or Control Z, and you just go one step back. Look, if I press Command Z, it goes back. Now I actually also like to make this light a bit more, so I'll just take this and turn up the strength. And yeah, now it's lights way more. Look, in darkness it like lights up. And anyways, one step at a time. I'm getting ahead of myself. What I want to do now is I want to go to the nachoengine server and I want to download the cosmetic files. I already have those downloaded. To add something, you're going to click File and then Append, and then you're going to locate wherever you have the wherever you have the Gorilla Tag cosmetics. Then it should look like this. When you when we find the Gorilla Tag cosmetics, it should look like, and then double click it. It should look like this. Click on Object, and then you're gonna search up. You need to have the name of your cosmetic. Mine is like the big top hat with like a red string. I know that's from the Christmas update. I needed to do a bit of research, but I found out it's actually called the snowman hat. And I know it's not this one, it's this one for some reason, but yes, this one. And you're gonna double click it or click Append. Anyways, here I have the snowman hat. Now it looks a bit weird, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to View, Toolbar, click on Move, and then we can move it as preferred. I want it up here. Now, what I'm gonna do is a little trick you can do. This gets a bit complicated, and you can't skip this if you want. You're gonna click on, first do your cosmetic, you're gonna hold Shift and click on the skeleton, the rig you have, and you're gonna go up here, Object Mode, and change that to Pose Mode. Then you're gonna click, if it's a head, I prefer to click on the head bone that controls the head, and you're gonna press Control or Command P, it's Command if you're on Mac, like me, Command P, and click Bone, and click Keep Transform. Now if we go up to Move Mode, and move it around, the head will follow wherever the head goes, and you can still change the head's location. So we can move the head a bit down or up, but if you move the head, it also moves the head. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time I'm gonna add a bow tie because I also have that. A little tip for you: your rig, if you're not using the nachoengine rig, might look like this. It has like a little outshine, which I personally really don't like. It makes it look shiny, and often it also looks really bad because it can be like really strong, and I don't think it looks that good. So you're just gonna go out here where it says Material Properties, and if it says Frenzel anyway, turn that down, turn it off, whatever. Just make sure it's not there. We don't like Frenzel, it doesn't look good. What I also really like about the fuldxx rig is you can really customize everything. Colors, you can make him inner body glow, you can make him literally glow, you can make him this like tag from a one player lobby, rock monkey, lava monkey, ice monkey, lava emission, that's if you have lava on, you can make him glow more or less. Screaming eyes, which is these eyes, you can make him fat for some reason, that's pretty funny. And yeah, Frenzel, yeah, I also sometimes like to turn this on, which gives all the textures like a more black outline. Kinda makes it look better if you ask me. But that's really what you think of it yourself. I'll turn it on for this. Anyways, so this is what if we rendered it right now, it would look like this. Except we don't have a camera. Actually, I'll get to the camera later. What I would do now is actually we'll do the camera now. It wouldn't look like this because we don't have a camera and we need a camera. To add anything that's not a file into your thing, you can press Shift A and you can add something. You could add Q and you can add a lot of stuff, but we're gonna need a light. And I want a light as an area. And now I'm gonna teach you kids about something called 3-point lighting. You may ask, what's 3-point lighting? Well, I want the camera to be right here in front of the monkey. And and we need 3 lights for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one light and we're just gonna duplicate this. Anyways, we're gonna move. One light needs to be about 45 degrees on the right of him. So over here. The next light, we're gonna move that a bit up. On the right here. Anyways, yeah, that's details. One light needs to be about 45 degrees away from him. So that's right here. Then on the right of him. Then we need another light. So press Shift D, and then you have another light. And then we can drag it over here on 45 degrees on the left of him. And we need another light. So Shift D, and we can just move that light over here. Got all that? Might be a bit complicated. I don't know. Here's a little trick you can easily do. If you want all of your, I learned this recently. If you want all of your lights to point the same direction, hold Shift, press this, and this, then you have all the lights selected while holding Shift, and then press Shift T while having your cursor on your object. Shift T, boom. Now they're all pointing towards them. Now isn't that nice? Okay. But there's more to this. Of course it's nice lighting. Boom. Wow. Isn't that nice? Isn't that beautiful? But there's actually a little bit of a rule for this. Wait, actually I did this wrong. It doesn't matter. Usually this light is supposed to be over there, but it doesn't matter. I'm just doing it differently. It said that the first light needs to be 100% of the light. This is going to be 20. Then this light needs to be half of what this light is. And this light needs to be half of what that light is. So since that's so the first one is 20, then this is 10, and this is 5. Hope that makes sense. I hope everything I've said makes sense. If not, you're welcome to ask me questions. And there we go. We have decent lighting. Here's the thing about this very specific rig. It has something called a face rig. We're gonna get into the posing now. You might ask, what's a face rig? Well, to show that to pose, we need to go from object mode to pose mode. Now we can pose the monkey. The first thing I'm gonna do is facial expressions. Of course, we need this turned on so we can move things. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to, in this case, make him smile. Like this. He has a little face slider. You can also select his mouth, and you can turn that up. I can also select his little eyebrows here and make him even more joyful. And I know he has like a thing up here that can make him mad. But just gonna make him really happy. But that's kind of short. I don't want him to be too heavy. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna pose the monkey. I want, often when you get like a monkey with a rig like this, his like arms will have this little thing on that basically mirrors his movements to the other arm. And often you don't want that, but sometimes you might want that. But anyways, if you want to turn it off, up here, click X, boom. Now you move one of his arms. Yeah, and you can just pose it however you want. You can turn the hand, but there's multiple things to do with the arm. As an example, you can also make like a fist. You can slide these and then his fingers close, and so you can like make a fist if you slide all those. Yeah, it also has these behind him, and basically his like arm follows that. So like you can make the arm, if the arm gets in the way, you can just move it. What I want to do, I don't really have a vision for this thumbnail, but I kind of do. Originally, I wanted it to be something, but I have a better idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna pose his hand like this. I want it like in the middle here. I'm just gonna turn this back to normal because what am I doing? Look, his arm looks a bit weird, so I'm gonna use this to make his arm spread wide out. And actually, I want both hands to be like this. I can turn them a bit. I think I want his hands like this. I think this is good. Okay. what I'm gonna do now is, since we have composed, we can go back to object mode. We're gonna press Shift A again to make a camera this time, because we want to make the camera now. To toggle, like to see what the camera is seeing, we're gonna click on this. It might just look like this into blank space, but if you click on this little log, make it wide, make sure it's wide, zoom out, then you can literally make the camera look however you want. And this is also how the final render is gonna turn out. You're like done. And you can also do it in here. Like I want it to be completely like in the middle, so I'm just gonna set this to 0. If you don't, you might not have this, but then there should be a little tiny arrow out here you can click on and it should come out. Or it might look like this and you can just, yeah, make sure that's item. Anyways, I want this in the middle. So, oh, also rotation, 0. 0. There you go. It's not really in the middle. Oh, this would be 90. 0. What am I doing? 0. There you go. Also, if we had a little trick from earlier, which was if we want the camera to point at him, just press Shift T. What? Oh, that doesn't work for the camera. What? I didn't even know that. Anyways, apparently that doesn't work for the camera. But yeah, we can just put the camera. I don't know why I thought that would work. I'm giving tips I've never done myself. Anyways, we can now go into this mode. And as I thought, I kind of regret that I put this on. So I'm just gonna turn that off again, so it looks more normal. If you wanna see like a more render type, you can go up here, click this off, and click this off. Boom. Then you get like clean shot. I wanna move the camera. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the camera, so we have the camera selected. You can just click up here. Then I'm gonna move the camera slightly down. I don't really know how I want this. You know, I guess I want it like this. I think we need to change the head because I don't really like the head. Right now I'm just doing like stuff. This is of course gonna be different from you. I'm just doing a bunch of stuff we already have gone through, like posing him more. Also changing the direction of his eyes. There you go. This is exactly how I want it. And now you're thinking, Scissor, what the hell is this pose? The thing is, I personally am gonna put some pictures in photopea. So now we have, I think, my monkey. And of course you can add something in the background. You can download a forest model in the nachoengine server, but I'm not gonna be doing that because I don't want to do that. But this is fine. This is good. Yeah. Here's a little fun thing you can do if you're bored. Go to this thing called compositing. Click on Use Nodes. Press Shift A. Add something called a glare node. Put that in the middle. So image. You can just make sure image is plugged into image, and image is plugged into image. Click on this, streaks, make that bloom. Boom, boom, boom. Probably turn the size down a bit, turn the threshold up a bit. Maybe turn the mix down a bit, I don't know. Do something. And now go back to layout. Click on this little thing. Click compositing, click on always. Boom. That's way too much light. Yeah, so you can just try around. If you want to, you can also look at it there while you do this by going up to the corner, dragging out, and click on this, make that 3D viewport. Click on camera, scroll over here, click on this, click on that, bam, now you can see it. This is very complicated, but if you can follow up, watch this in less speed, I guess you can. Yeah, now we can make him glow a bit, and we can make my thing glow a bit less. It kind of looks like he's pointing towards my There you go. I think that looks good. That's what I'm gonna be going with. You can't even see my bow tie. Oh damn. But we can always move this down. I'll do that. Oh, I moved this face down on pose mode. Why is this? There you go. Okay, so this is the first part of the clip. Now, there's actually more to the story, because you can, what I've been saying the word render a lot. Rendering basically just means, I've been at this for 23 minutes. Rendering basically just means how it's gonna turn out. You can render it in two ways, Eevee or cycles. Go up to this thing called render properties. You can either choose Eevee, which is the, if you have a worse PC, cycles if you have a high-end PC. Cycles, I think, just looks better. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be. Look at the head. I think the head is a good example. Look at the head now, and look at the head now. It looks better in cycles, I think. So what I'm gonna do, but you don't want to render it like this. You want to make sure, I always have denoise on, and max samples, turn that down to like 100, maybe 200. And this max samples, turn that down to 100. Yeah, both of these like 100. So, if you're happy with your thumbnail, click on render image. And wait for it to render. If you have any questions, ask them down in the comments and I'll do a part 2 answering every single Blender comment. Oh, I'm done. Okay, when your render is finally done, press image, save as, and then you're gonna locate the file you wanted to save in. I wanted to save in my desktop. You know what? I'll just save it in my desktop. Alright, now we have it saved in my desktop. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up photopea. Hey. You might, if you know you're positive you have your thumbnail, you can close Blender because it might lag your PC a lot. Anyways, we're gonna go to photopea. And at the end of the day, content is more than just a thumbnail. So, create content, not just thumbnails. I don't know what I'm talking about really, but yeah. When you're done with your finally done with your thumbnail, what am I talking about? I'm getting tired. Click File, click on Export as PNG, save. Thank you for listening. I'll be editing this tomorrow. This was a hard process, but yeah, I'm happy with the result. Subscribe.